According to Steve Harvey, Ghanaians are the kindest and the most loving people in Africa. I did not say it. Steve Harvey was the one that said it. Let's listen to him.
They are the kindest, most sincere people I've ever been around. Ever. Forget everything you've ever heard. After you go to Africa, you got to go to Ghana first. Then you need to go to Botswana because you need to see what we.
He went to Ghana and he had the Ghanaian experience. And this man came back to America and has been preaching Ghana, 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 Ghana. Yes. And he also said every African alive, every black person alive should go to Ghana to go see the slave castle.
Every black person living should go to Ghana and see them slave castles so you can see what they did to us. You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground and they put these churches on top and they dug holes in the ground.
And he said a whole lot of things that got me emotional. You're welcome to my channel. I'm Delicious Army. Here I talk Ghana, I talk Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and all the good stuff relating to them. Do all by liking the video, do all by subscribing to the channel. Popular American show presenter, or I call him celebrity, Steve Harvey, went to Ghana and he had a lot of positive things to say about this country. Let us listen to him.
When I'm in Ghana and I get stopped by the police, guess what I get? I get a warning, I get a ticket, and I got $100. I've never, since I've been over there, saw on the news or nothing that somebody got pulled over by police and got shot. They don't shoot you in Africa. I think it's more beneficial for us to go home. America's my home, but Africa is my homeland.
This is the best way to market a country. I always say it here. This is the best way to market a country. And who knows, maybe this is the reason why we've been having a lot of Afro-Americans, Afro-Caribbeans hopping into Ghana every year. Because there's no American that will watch these videos from Steve Harvey that will not say, I want to go to that country to experience what Steve Harvey experienced. That's why I always say it here. When people come and say, oh, don't portray a country in a bad light on social media. I always tell them that it is not about portraying a country in a bad light on social media. The thing is, the things these people are saying, is it true? I understand that manner of approach matters a lot when talking about some certain matters, yes. But the thing is it true? If you feel you want to protect a country's image so much because you want foreign investors to come in, because you want foreigners to come in, when you successfully bring those foreigners into the country and what they see is not what they ordered, what kind of message do you think they will take around the world? What kind of message do you think they will take back to the country they are coming from? For example, the way we always say Ghana has lights, electricity. I go to Ghana and there's no light. Imagine how disappointed I would be. Imagine how I'll feel when I come back to my own country. I'll be like, wow, those people lied to me. There's no light in Ghana. You get me? So these are the things when I hear people say, oh, don't talk about it, don't talk about that. I always tell them, it's not about don't talk about it, don't talk about that. When these people finally go to this country, that you are portrayed in a good light, if they don't see what you always talk about on social media, trust me, you've successfully demarketed that country. So Steve Harvey had a Ghana experience and he had a whole lot of emotional moments. Like I said over here, I've had one bad encounter with a Ghanaian, and I've always told you guys my story here. But the remaining Ghanaians I have had encounters with, it has been beautiful. They are just naturally warm people, naturally kind. They have this kind gesture. They are not, that is kind gesture with them. They have this warm feeling that comes associating with them. I don't know if you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say. But this coming from Steve Harvey just shows that, yes. And him saying that when you go to Ghana, he has never heard the Ghanaian police shot anybody. He has never heard that the Ghanaian police will just stop you and the next thing, they poo-poo on you. This is what we always say. Just imagine a foreigner comes into the country and the next thing is he's being shot or going missing. That is the best way to demarcate that country. So you can see that even the Ghanaian police doing things right has successfully helped put Ghana on the global map for good. That is why I always say Your character as a country, the way you behave as a country matters a lot. Because these are the first impressions people will have when they come into that country. Tell me who will not fall in love with Ghana? They have electricity. Ghana is like that modern African country. They hold dearly their culture. They have a lot of colonial edifice. They have a lot of African natural things. They're very, very natural. Yes, with their food, with their culture, with their clothing. If you're somebody that you have this deep feeling for African culture, it is in Ghana you will get it to the peak. So this is why many of these Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, these diasporans, they prefer Ghana because Ghana gives them that missing link. Let's listen to what he had to say when he was talking about the slave trade and all in Ghana. Let's listen to him.
Every black person living should go to Ghana and see the slave castles so you can see what they did to us. You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground and they put these churches on top and they dug holes in the ground to pump the music or what they call their Christianity into the holes. While man, they did. Let me explain some of y'all. They walk them as far as they can first to make them lose weight. They put them in a room, then they cut a
Steve Harvey was just talking about the slave trade era in Africa, how, the blacks were treated, the whites were treated. If you notice it, I hardly talk about when it comes to slave trade, when it comes to, all that colonialism. I hardly talk about it. Why? Because it's a shame that in 2024, Black people are still experiencing what the white people did to them in the early times by their fellow Black people. It's just like we suffered colonialism from the whites, and now we are suffering it from ourselves. Presidents don't care. The country is burning. If people are hungry, they don't care. The citizens themselves don't care. If not, why should we be having something like human trafficking? Was that not what the whites did to us? We are now doing it to ourselves. Why should we have things like ritual killings? Why? Why should somebody know that this product is expired and still sell it? That's why I hardly talk about this thing because I'm like, if we complain that, oh, the blacks did this to Africans, okay, what can we now say to the one we are doing to ourselves? Where the colonial masters then will they don't mind what they do to you so long as they make their money. That is the same thing the politicians are doing to us. Campaign period, they'll come and share a bag of rice like people are animals. They just come share a bag of rice, give them bread. Was that not what the colonial masters did to Africans? So that's why to talk about it is very hard for me because it's like it's a circle. It just never stops. It's just never stops. It's either you go through it in your family, you go through it in your working place, or you go through it in your country. So it's like, when would this circle, when would this chain ever break? But it is well. Ghana, you guys are doing something beautiful. You guys are doing something nice that made Steve Harvey go all the way to Ghana, and he had a lot of beautiful things to say. Like I always say, Ghana, 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 lovelies. Do hope by liking the video, do hope by subscribing to the channel. I'm Delicious Army. Here I talk Ghana, I talk Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and all the good stuff related to them. I'll definitely see you by next time, guys. Bye bye.